In this video, I'm going to tell you why I believe that anybody can make 10K a month in a high ticket sales job. So imagine if you were making that kind of money right now. That would substantially change your life, most likely. And when I started making a lot more money, like over 10K plus a month in high ticket sales, that did change my life a lot for the better. So when people say, oh, money won't make you happy, that's one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard. When you have money, you don't have financial problems. You don't have stress. I didn't have to do anything I hated anymore, so I wasn't miserable and frustrated, right? So just having all that stuff taken care of was like my life going from night to day. And I believe for most people, that's all they really need. You just don't want to have to worry about money. You don't want to have to do something every day that sucks the life out of you. And you just want to have freedom to do the things in life that you want to do, right? All of that can be done the second you are making enough money. That is a fact. And anyone online that tells you money is wrong or something, or like you need balance, is a confused idiot. If you're poor, you don't need balance. You need to solve this problem. And I achieved all those things with high ticket sales. And after helping a lot of people get into this, I believe that most people can do this very easily. And this is why. First of all, high ticket sales gets overlooked by so many people, I think, because the internet is such a cesspool these days, right? If you're looking at one make money online thing, the algorithm is just going to instantly start serving you a tsunami of every other like make money online thing, and you're just like instantly overwhelmed. The content is just so over the top and so ridiculous because everyone's just trying to get your attention. But from what I have seen, more people succeed in high ticket sales than any of these other online make money opportunities because it's just so easy to do. You don't have to start a business, which is extremely complicated. I don't think people understand how difficult it is to get people to give you money over the internet when you first start a business. That takes time. It takes a number of tasks and responsibilities before it will become remotely successful. You are basically, if you start a business, any type of make money online opportunity, you're basically just asking for a really, really difficult job that pays no money for at least a few months, and many times it's a year or two. Most of the time, that's going to be the case. If you think your job is too hard, wait until you start a business. Now, yeah, once it gets profitable, then you're going to reap all those benefits. But most people are never going to work at it long enough to make it there because they have unrealistic expectations of how long it should take to make lots of money. Basically, they think it's going to happen way faster than it does in reality. With high ticket sales, though, you are just selling for an already successful business. So all of that has been done by somebody else. Everything is already in place. The hard part has been done for you. You just have to take sales calls for a successful business that's already making tons of money. There's only one thing for you to do. It's extremely easy to learn. This is why most people can succeed at this. There's no argument to this. There are no complicated obstacles that are going to get in your way. And again, from my experience, 99% of people are never going to make any type of serious money because they just cannot keep going when things get difficult, which is what a business will happen, right? Most people just give up. That's why they never find success at anything in their life. They can't even go to the gym every day for like 2 weeks in a row. And you think you're going to make millions of dollars in a fucking business? You need to fucking have a serious reality check. People just don't stay consistent. They can't persist when they don't feel good. And that's why they stay the same for their entire life. And it's not because success is inherently difficult or hard. It's not. It just takes more time and work than you think it's going to, and most people aren't willing to do what it takes. This applies to anything that you want to do. Consistency and persistence is all that you need. And perfect example is what I just brought up. I see this play out in gym world all the time because it's just a perfect science experiment. Because I'm there every single day. I'm never not there, ever. And people ask me, they're like, man, you're in such great shape. What workouts do you do? What rep ranges do you do? And I'm like, I'm just here every day, going hard as fuck. You're not here every day. That's it. There's nothing else to it. You want to make it complicated, but it's not. Nothing is complicated. And I see people all the time at the gym who will like show up a few days in a row and then they never come back, never see them again. Or even more common is people will be there 1 day or 2 days and then they're gone for 2 weeks and then they come back and they're there for 2 days. Then they're gone for another 2 weeks. And it's just repeat forever. And it's like during those 2 weeks that you're constantly missing, I'm fucking here every day, going hard, compounding over months, years. You know what I'm saying? And you'll hear the average person say things like, oh, it's so hard to stay in shape. The holiday shit like this. Like, no, it's not. The answer's right in front of your face. You're just not willing to do what it takes. You're the problem. It's always you. You don't do it every day, so you don't get the result. How else are you going to get a good result if you don't do something every day? Literally every day. Fucking magic tricks? And it's the same with anything. Succeeding at anything, especially high ticket sales, is simple. Once you get into the good job, the work is very straightforward and simple, meaning it's very hard to mess up. You don't have to deal with any of the obstacles I mentioned earlier. You just need to get into the good role and handle one simple responsibility. So, can you handle one task, which is learning to talk to people on the phone who already want to buy what you're selling? Yes, then you can succeed and make a lot of money in high ticket sales. The second reason that I believe anyone can make 10K a month doing this is because online business has really innovated the sales game. So what do I mean by this? In any sales job, no matter what it is, how much you are going to get paid is going to be determined by what you're selling and how much the business makes on every sale. So let me explain. When you make a sale as a salesperson, the business is going to take the money that you just collected from that sale, and they're going to pay you a small percentage of that. So that amount is going to be what's fair and still allows the business to make a large amount of profit off of that sale. In high ticket, the business has extremely high profit margins on digital products. So online businesses are very lean. They have much lower costs and overhead than a traditional business does. So they don't have to hire nearly as many people. They don't have to pay for physical goods and costs. And since their business is totally run online usually, their costs typically are only going to be some software maybe and a few hires. That is drastically different than a traditional business where they probably have to pay rent somewhere. They have to buy all these physical goods, which is a mountain of fucking costs when it adds up. They have to hire tons of people. There's all this complexity, all this cost and overhead. And the more cost and overhead a business has, the lower their profit margin is, which means the less money they make and the less they're going to be able to pay that salesperson. See what I mean? So with an internet business, their profit margins are way higher. So they can pay the salesperson a very high commission on every sale that they make, and that means you make a lot of money. For example, coaching programs are a very popular high-ticket product, and they are extremely profitable. If you sell a $7,000 coaching program, you're going to make minimum $700 for that one sale. And you make these sales consistently all the time, which we're going to talk about in a second. But because profit margins for internet businesses are so high, you make a lot of money as the salesperson, and this type of sales job did not really exist before digital internet products became common like they are today. So that's why there's never been an opportunity like this before. Now, many people are going to say, well, that's cool. I make a lot of money for every sale, but I've had sales jobs where sales are really inconsistent. What if I don't make sales that often? And that is another problem that has been solved by internet business. With an internet business, you make consistent sales because you have tons of warm leads coming in from social media content and paid ad funnels. The internet is an endless traffic source. So the short explanation of that is people are addicted to their phones. Their face is crammed against this thing 17 hours a day, and businesses now have access to endless internet traffic because you can't pry your face away from your phone. Endless leads, basically, which they never had in the past. So a business can nurture a large amount of people every day with content and ads. And this keeps a consistent amount of people going and scheduling calls every single day with the salespeople. So you always have calls to take, and you're always talking to people who are warm and that are interested in buying what you're selling. And this is what makes these sales jobs so much better than any other sales job I've ever had. Every aspect of the sales role has been improved by online business. That is the punchline. And we're also very early right now. In 10 years, when everyone is doing it, and this is way harder to get into, you're going to wish you did it now. The best thing about it like this, the best opportunities never look like that at the beginning. They always look risky. It's always in hindsight that people are like, oh, that was a great opportunity. Why didn't I do that? Because you looked at it and you were like, oh, I don't know, it looks risky. No one else is doing it. I'm not going to do it. Well, then you fucking get nothing. You know, it's the same with like Bitcoin. Why didn't you invest in Bitcoin in 2012? Because you were like, internet coin? This is a scam, right? Sorry. I wish I'd invested into Apple, or I wish I'd invested into Amazon 15 years ago. It's always in hindsight, you know? And do you really think there's going to be less internet businesses in the future? They're literally exploding right now. It's all going to be internet businesses, which means there will be even more online salespeople. That is how high ticket sales works and why it's so doable for you to make really good money to just take sales calls from home for an internet business. But why do I believe that anyone can do this? That you can do this job and make more money than you probably ever made before in your entire life? Because it's just a job. That's it. That's the short answer. You're working a job now, probably. And at some point, you had to start that job and have your first day. And regardless of what that job is, you had to learn new things that you'd never done before and do some things for the first time. And you're doing that job now. And there's no reason you can't do the exact same thing with this job. You can start it, easily learn how to do it, and just show up every day and try hard. However, in this job, you can make significantly more money. And you can do it at home, and you won't hate yourself. You'll have growth potential and a future path for you to go even further for years and years. And if you're watching this video, you're trying to find some way to make more money. Why else would you be watching this video, especially this far? Most fucking losers already clicked off in like 30 seconds because there wasn't some girl or some brain rot fucking facing. Maybe you're not sure if it's high ticket sales, maybe it's something else, but you've seen other people making a lot of money online. You're just not sure what to do, right? As someone who has done closing and who is running an online business, who left a serious corporate job to do these things, so I've made this transition and I did that all by myself with no help. As someone who's done that, I can tell you from experience, like to just be completely real with you, that most people would be way smarter if they got into this than over trying any of these other make money opportunities online businesses. You can start a business later, but this sets you up for success right away. It's the most likely path to you making money in the near, soon future. And then you just build on that. Everyone tries to go from like 0 to 100. It's like, why don't you just take steps? Make some money, little more, like that. That's the more likely path for you to succeed, right? You just build on it. And you can start with appointment setting, or you can close. This isn't really like typical sales. It's much easier to learn and succeed at, and you only have to learn one responsibility. And also, I've worked with all kinds of people, male, female, old, young, and put them all into good roles where they're making a lot of money. So I know that most normal people, if they have a brain, can do this. So I know that you can do this too. You just have to do the work and actually try. That's the end of the video. If you want my help getting a closer role or a setter role, go to the links in the description. Until next time.